What's good, y'all? It's your boy Jay today. While I stay fly for the 845. Get your mind ready, get your grind ready. The way you're gonna shine when the time's right. You're now in tune with Jay's Music Corner, Volume 3, Episode 5. I got your boy King Vance in the house, and we got a special guest,
Yes,
Christopher
sir.
Rodriguez, one half of the Wreck Boys. What's good, yo?
What's good? What's good? Appreciate y'all having me on.
Man,
Definitely,
appreciate you
definitely.
being here, bro.
The first thing I had for tonight was the baby's 17K first week sales. They're saying he got blackballed in the industry. What y'all think about that?
Go ahead, Chris. You can take it.
Damn. Man, to be honest with you, I haven't really been following. I seen he ain't getting too much traction with the music and shit. You know what I mean? But he all over these TikToks and his Instagram. So he's saying relevant as shit. He's still making money, just not with the music as we've known him.
I think it's more his reputation and the shit he been doing lately. Like, I think people are just trying to cancel him. But like you said, I really don't. He's not an artist that I follow either. But
I mean, but if you know the culture, you know what's behind the culture, who's actually pushing the culture. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch what you say sometimes and how you move. You know what I mean? And this shows it.
That's a fact. I don't think he been blackballed though. I just feel like, even though I listen to him, I mess with him. I just feel like after a while, maybe most people just get tired of the same old, same old. It's literally the same flow. It's literally the same stuff. It's no new way of him doing it, reinventing what he's saying or how he doing it. It's the same exact stuff over and over again. But I mean, if that's your style and that's what you like, then you know you're gonna mess with it. So those 17,000 units he moved, that's the streams of everybody that still mess with that same sound. They mess
but
with it.
how can he get blackballed if he had a concert in Louisiana and he only sold 500 tickets? You can't get blackballed from your fans. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like it takes a real fan base for you to make it. Like YB, everybody say YB is being blackballed, but yet he's always number one every time he drop. YouTube views is just out the roof every time he throws something out there. It don't matter what it is. And I don't even listen to dude like that. Like some songs he cool, but I don't even listen to dude like that.
But let's get into Chris. Chris, how did you get into music?
Man, I've been into music since I was a kid, actually. Like, you know what I mean? Breaking tapes and shit, real talk, stuff in the corner of the tapes, trying to record shit. I used to think I was a DJ. You know, I used to sit there and try to like control the party and shit like that.
And that was before you moved upstate? So you did that in Brooklyn?
Yeah, I did that in Brooklyn.
That's what's up. I used to do the same thing, man. Put the little tissues in the holes on the tape, throw it in there, make your own
the radio station. Record the radio station during the day, and then at night and shit, go outside and have like a little party on the block and shit.
I always wanted to ask you because I never really got along with artists in the industry, and I know you had the label and you managed a lot of artists. How do you deal with artists' egos? Like you seem like really easygoing. I am too, but I still couldn't deal with it. Do you have any advice for people of dealing with like artist egos, or did you just have artists that were easy to work with?
Nah, none of them are easy to work with. It's just you gotta make sure y'all got the same goal in mind. Like y'all gotta know where y'all going. You know, I tell people all the time, like if you don't know where you're going, you're just doing shit just to do shit, and it's gonna be easy to bump heads and not make everything go through. You know what I mean? When you disagree knowing where you're going, you're gonna find a way to get where you gotta go. You know what I mean?
How'd you make the transition from being like a studio owner, record label owner to going to podcasting?
We've been talking about doing this podcast since like 2011 when we first started Catching Record Entertainment.
But we just work.
Yeah, I never wanted to be in front of the camera. Like I wanted nobody to know who I was. You know what I mean? I like being behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And then when I left New York and I came to Florida, I was forced to show my face.
How did you like you and Shad meet?
We met through his sister. His sister was threatening me with him and shit.
You said his sister was threatening you?
Yeah. So I used to run in there. I used to run around their town and shit like that. You know what I mean? And one day she's like, you know, my brother come home, whatever. I'm like, all right. So he came home and there's a shout out. And I'm like, all right. So when I seen him on the basketball court, because I used to play basketball, he used to play basketball. And I'm like, you Sha? He like, yeah. I'm like, that first thing I told him, you guys, I was like, damn, I thought you were bigger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking some big dude gonna come, but we ended up hitting it off through basketball, and then that's how we started catching rap entertainment.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
What year did you guys start that?
2011.
Okay, so it's been a decade. That's fine.
Yeah. So it's been a
That's
while.
what's
A lot of up and downs. You know what I mean? But if it was easy, everybody would have it. And I think that everybody get so caught up on how everything's moving so quick that they see little glimpses and glamours of just somebody, even in the studio with a certain artist, and they think, oh, he made it. And then tomorrow they see a regular picture of him in front of his fucking crib with a hoopty there, and they're like, oh, but what happened? Like, you know what I mean? They get confused.
That's a fact. It's a fact. It's 100%, man. I don't know why people think everything happens overnight. You see the grind, like you say, you see the picture and they think they made it, but that's part of the grind. It's being seen.
It's like a highlight.
Get heard. Exactly, Jay. Like for real. But everybody think everything happens overnight. Don't happen that way.
Hell no. I know people that got millions of views and live just like me. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
The internet will deceive you. You know?
It's the beauty and the curse of the internet.
Yeah. But I mean, me getting closer to like people in the industry, I kind of realized that a lot of stuff is like smoke and mirrors anyway. And I think it's always been like that. The rented cars, rented jewelry.
It always have, but it was always built on network. You know what I'm saying? And it still is. People just get it messed up with this internet shit that they think that they could go hit somebody in the inbox or email. And yeah, it does work like that. You know what I mean? A lot of the times, a lot of your business is going to come that way. You know what I mean? But you got to get out there. You know what I mean? You got to be able to see them. You know what I mean? Build with them that way, because then that's when you're going to know if it's going to be real or not.
That's a fact. I think networking is like heavily slept on nowadays. Like you said, I think people rely on the internet a lot.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy because people ask me all the time, like, yo, the podcast is doing good. How? It's all the foundation we did with the Catch and Rec. You know what I mean? That makes this possible. All the connections that we built along that way, all the guests that you've seen on the show now. You know what I mean? The Cassies, the Billy Dances, you know what I mean? All of them. That all happened through that. Now it just became close to that. Yo, listen, I got an outlet that we could talk about some shit. And they're like, all right, let's do
it.
Facts. Yeah, that Cassidy interview was fired. They Shad told them that, you know how like Versus is like the Versus thing started. They showed him that he had the song that started Versus, and that Cassidy posted the clip from their interview, but Fake didn't give them no credit for that.
Nah, he a funny guy. Even in the interview, like he was mad cocky, bro. He was weird. But that's one of those instances that if we was next to him, it would have been different. You know what I mean? That's the gift of the curse, again, with this internet shit. They're like, we could talk, we could have a nice conversation, but if I'm there in the room with him, we could make the interview different. Like, you know what I mean? You can feel the chemistry a little bit better.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's people will disrespect you on the internet, but they wouldn't do that in the same room too. So it's kind of like a
yeah. I mean, it's give or take. Some people will, some people won't. But
that's tricky. That is tricky. That's why man, look, I couldn't be some of these people that I see you in person, bro. That's one of them on-site things, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, bro, you're not gonna play me online, bro. Like, especially if we already didn't have that interaction on that one-on-one in person. Like, you're not gonna play me like that, bro. Like, when we see each other, it's gonna be a problem.
A lot of this shit we seeing too is already already written out with them. You know what I mean? Like, yo, let's do this on the internet. Like, it's all fake shit just for like everything is a click. Yeah, everything's a click of you now. You know what I mean? That's how they making bread. If they can't go viral like whack. Every other week coming out with some, like, 21 Savage was just him, and they just went at it on Clubhouse, you know what I mean? Because he was calling 21 a snitch, saying that he's snitching on Young Thug and YSL and all this and all that. So Savage went on the drum like, yo, what's up? Yeah, that was Whack 100 and 21 Savage.
Whack 100, yep.
And
I
I'm
think
saying
anything
like,
Whack do is calculated though.
Right, but I think it's all already what you call it? You know, if y'all really got a problem, it's not gonna be on the internet. Like, come on, man. It's not the right thing. We're not watching what's going on right now. Like, you can't say something without it affecting you later.
Yeah. Kind of like when Rockefeller dropped the Death of a Dynasty, the movie. You get to the end and realize it was all just for show, even though it kind of like
it's like wrestling.
Spoke up what really happened in real life when they really split, but the movie basically was just saying it's smoke and mirrors. Like we doing all of this just to get y'all attention, and boom, you know what I mean? Now it's all eyes on us.
I mean, I get it because you got to build some type of interest.
Yeah, I ain't for the clickbait, clout chasing stuff though, man.
Half of the artists I listen to got 3,000 views because I would think they're nice. You know what I mean? I don't buy into that shit either.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Recently, Talib Kwali had a clip. He said, "Fuck Connecticut." So you got like maybe like 10 or 12 Connecticut rappers dissing them. Y'all want to get into this first diss?
Why you laughing like that?
Because I'm from the tri-state, so it's like I get it. You know what I mean? People out of the three, Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. Connecticut is third place. You know what I mean? So
they hurt.
I get what he meant when he said it, but it kind of
looked. They go a diss track now. They coming for Jay's corner now. Watch it.
I'm gonna dust off my pen. Somebody coming for us, man.
Disclaimer: any studio direct boys got nothing to do with this.
Hey. The views are only mine.
Nice move. Nice
bad.
move.
Damn. But yeah, we'll get into this real quick. We got your boy from BSF. I got this Facebook up. Don't look. We got Fuego Bass from BSF. That's Benny. This is Griselda. First joint of the night. Fuego Bass. Fuck Talib Kwali. Chris Webby and Talib Kwali diss. Let's get into it.
He's a billionaire, but fuck him being a billionaire. They need to be more billionaires. He in thin air, but he not like Dave Chappelle. He not like down with the people. He not that. Man, you can't tell me what I'm going through in my life and whether I'm with the people and adjustment of how I should be like you. If I be like you, Kwali, I'll be where you at. Now, if you take the average 99% of people and say, do you want to be Kwali or do you want to be Ye? Most people gonna want to be Ye, Kwali.
Well, from if the cut ain't right, the fiends die. We no longer letting things slide. Fuck Talib Kwali, it must be powder in his bean pies. Rarely do I broadcast issues, but fuck Chris Webby too. And that bitch that's on the podcast with you, probably somewhere off Barber with a long ass pistol. When these rappers get washed, they do coke next. Disrespect won't be tolerated, and that's most death. Why it was us that you mentioned badly. You got robbed out there, but never said fuck Cincinnati. You ain't want to smoke with Ye neither. You prophesized falsely, now nigga trying to face Jesus. It's all fun and games to niggas face heaters. When I'm hunting, I can smell fear. You went to high school in Cheshire, I was in jail there.
I apologize once again to Kwali. I'm sorry, I never fucked with your raps.
Somebody tell Kwali thank you. His ass is grass. PSF base is the lawnmower, nigga.
Once again, it's your boy Jay today. While Stay Fly for the 845 with your boy Vance. Put the KING in the front, and your boy
sir.
Chris. I felt like that was light. He gave him like a little 16, not really a diss track in my opinion. What did you guys think?
It was nice. You know what I mean? It was decent. I like kept it hip hop. You know what I mean? The beat was nice, flow was nice. What he said was cool. Dropped some little truth bombs in it. You know what I mean? All disses need to have some truth bombs in it. Like if it's just a bunch of random you spitting because you don't like the person, I don't really care for all that. But if you dropping some real shit that I probably didn't know, like him being robbed in Cincinnati and shit like that, but you know what I mean? That's decent. I don't really care for the fairy tale raps.
What'd you think, Chris?
I'm like, why jab? Like, I hate when artists just play around with it. Like, yo, if you're gonna go at him, go at him. Like, I was always told, yo, if you're gonna pull it, you pull it to shoot. Like, you know what I mean? To kill. Like, you don't pull it to shoot him in the foot. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, maybe he did that because Kwali ain't even really active like that. So maybe he's like, here's a little
Nah, but he nice with his pen though, like that, and that's the crazy part. Like, it leave it for that opinion right now for people to guess. Like, oh, was he really that good?
I could just hear that he was punching in a lot. So like, as a rapper, it kind of threw me off. I didn't like that quality of it, but
That's the engineer for it too. Yo, there's been a lot of artists I seen come through the studio and rap like that. The first artist I seen do it, I'm like, at first it threw me off. I'm like, what the fuck he doing? Like, he ran per hour the studio, you know what I mean? Like, but he walking in and out after like 3-4 words, not even bars. Like, you know what I mean? And when he put it together, and after the engineer pieced that shit together, I'm like, oh damn. Okay, but he couldn't keep his breath. That'd be the problem. A lot of artists don't have the breath control, so they gotta do that. But you need a nice engineer to be able to do that.
That says more about the engineer than the rapper.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I record in 4s, so I'll do 4 lines at a time. But in order to do that, you have to repeat the last bar and then transition into that when you punch in, so it sounds natural.
Yeah, sure. So that shit sounds too much for me, man.
Yeah, the way that
I would write the whole 16 out, man, and just
I smoke
practice
too many
that shit, go in the
bogeys.
studio and just spit it.
Yeah, I smoked too many bogeys for that. I was surprised I did that freestyle in one take when I went to Pennsylvania, but
he spit 4 bars and be like, yo, hold on, I gotta go smoke a bogey. And V sitting there like, yo, what the fuck is he talking about? What's a bogey?
That'd have been me. That'd have been me. If I'm the engineer, that's me all day. What the fuck is a bogey, bro? What you on?
Nah, but I could knock a song out in 20 minutes doing that shit.
That's cool. I mean, but if I can remember all my 16s and I just go in one at a time with my 16s, I can get that shit done probably in 5.
Well, I'm poor, so I write all my songs before I go to the studio. I don't write at the studio.
See, that'd be me too. That'd be me too.
That's the best way. That's the best way. Hey, why? There's no sense to waste money. Go there and be a fit, you know what I mean? Go knock shit. I used to hate artists like that. When they come to the studio and be like, yeah, let me get 2 hours and then walk out with like 6-7 songs. I'm like, damn, I feel like I got robbed.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But they were doing their thing. And then you get those artists who come in there and don't even record one song in 3 hours. And I'm like, I got
the whole time.
Yeah, I got
one song in 3 hours.
Some of them ain't even finished. They worried about hanging out. They bring 20 people with them to the studio.
Nah, I ain't never been that kind. Never.
You gotta think
time is money, man.
40 an hour, like at a minimum. So you spending like $1.60 just to sit there and drink with your friends in the studio to look cool? That shit is lame as fuck.
No, yeah, I used to love it. And then right there, ask them in front of everybody, like, yo, y'all gonna book another session? Because if people around, they feel like they got the floors too. Oh, let me get 5 hours. Meanwhile, they just rented 2. They never spoke about 5 and 8. 5 never came out their mouth their whole life they lived. And now there's 20 people in the room. They want 5 hours back. God.
Yep. Since you want to act like it, don't run me that money then.
Yeah.
Crazy.
R.I.P. Coolio. I won't lie, that's one of the first songs I ever heard in my life for rap was Gangsta's Paradise. I know you're a little older than me, Chris. Was Coolio
in the spot like that?
Nah, I don't mean like that. But I didn't.
Crazy showing through the shit.
Hey man, you see mines,
bro. 94. He was 32 years old. His first hit single, "Gangsta's Paradise." Was it as influential when you were like a teen? Were you a teenager back then?
Yeah. But no, it definitely was because it was different. You know what I mean? At that point in hip hop, everything was just straight bars and the boom bap type shit. And when he came out like that, it was different. It took a while to hit on this side too.
Oh yeah, he's from the West. Yeah.
It wasn't like back in the day where you hear it on the internet. You know what I mean? You had to wait.
Yeah.
I remember albums dropping, you had to wait like a month to get what you call it, or years. Let's say I fuck with you, you drop an album now. I had to wait 4 or 5 years before I get another one. And anything else between that was Source, magazines, and 5. You know what I mean?
That's facts. They worked a whole album for about 1.5 years, 2 years, then went on tour. So when you finally did start getting artists dropping them albums year after year after year, it was kind of like, damn, that's new. And then here you come with Wayne dropping music almost every few months. Now that changed the game. That's what made everybody start dropping almost every week.
So when X did the 2 albums in a year, that was like a new thing back then?
Yeah, that wasn't like no normal shit. I remember being a kid when that shit dropped. I was probably like about a good 10 when X dropped those 2 albums like that.
Yeah, and then do the numbers that he did. That shit was heard of.
Back-to-back albums hitting them numbers, yeah. Yeah, X was killing the game.
But I mean, you could also use the argument that back then it was easier to go platinum because nowadays 17,000, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't say it was easier because people had to physically go out and buy it.
Yeah. It was
People
hard,
had to
bro.
cough up that $17.99 to go buy your album.
You had to be
You know what I
out
mean?
there. You had to be outside. Like how they talk about outside now when they play I'm outside and they really in front of the house. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You had to be outside. And he had to
Really
go touch these
outside.
places to go do these album sales. And a lot of money had to be put up behind them too, but it's
That's a
different.
fact.
It's not
That's
like
a
that.
fact.
The street team was like a key element back in the day. Then
It was the element.
with the okay, the
It was
posters.
that. If you ain't have a good street team, you wasn't with school because they the ones who's hitting the clubs, the DJs, the flyers. You know what I mean? I remember you couldn't even walk through New York without somebody running up to you with a flyer, something going on.
So guerrilla marketing back in the day was like when I go to the city, I just came for the city. Somebody hand me something, I'd be like, nah. Back in the day, it was actually useful then.
Yeah, now even now, like you might not remember exactly what they gave you, but one of those people might have made an impression on you. You know what I mean? I remember Wise McGriff. We seen him. Well, I don't want to say
my man's cousin.
Yeah, I don't want to say chasing him, but we used to like follow him around to all the events and shit he used to do. You know what I mean? Because he'd be around people. You know what I mean? And then we used to go and put like notes on executive cards and shit like that. Like, yo, remember Catch Wreck Entertainment? Check out this. And then one day we went to like it was like a party, but it was like a listening session type shit. And we ended up seeing a couple of these execs. And when we walked in with our shirts, one of them came out to us like, "What's that?" You know what I mean? We're like, "Oh, that's Catch a Wreck." You know what I mean? There's also y'all the ones leaving the joints on the car, leaving the CDs in front of the office, and all that. You know what I mean? But they respected it. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Can't do nothing but respect the work. When you see people putting that work in, you can't do nothing but salute that. You know what I mean? You got so many people that think, like we said earlier, you got so many people that think stuff happens overnight so quick. We forget about the work that people put in order to get that quote unquote overnight success. Everything we see on the internet, them people blow up, and that wasn't no overnight success, man. It may be a few that literally was overnight success. Trinidad James once said he technically was one of them overnight success people. That was his first record and it hit.
You think Ice Spice had put in work before she just got that hit single?
Maybe. I don't know, yo. I don't know her story like that. I just know the record because everybody keep repeating that month shit, but I don't really know the record like that.
Maybe not as much as everybody else, but again, that goes to you can't measure somebody's work to somebody else's work either. You know what I mean? Because some might hit. You might get you'll get a Soulja Boy every once in a while. You know what I mean?
I think luck is a key ingredient sometimes.
No, luck definitely play a part.
You gotta know when to hit too. Some of them really know this marketing and understand their niches. You know what I mean? When you figure that shit out, it don't matter. And that's what I tell people all the time. Look at Tech Nine's a perfect example.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's not following no rules. He's following his rules. But he's very successful. He understands his niche.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yo, how you feel about the Migos naming their new album Built for Infinity Links Only, taking the Raekwon name?
Nah, man. I'm just my first time hearing that. You for real?
Yeah, I mean Raekwon gave him the blessings, but
he did.
I was like, yeah.
Hey, well, I ain't gonna say that. If the OG said it's cool, I ain't gonna say it's cool.
But I wasn't around for that album. That album was hitting like Coolio.
I mean, I wasn't around. I'm not gonna say I was around for it. Like I was like I grew up on that album. But as a grown man, bro, you crazy. But as a grown man, and you go back and listen to it, and then you realize what it really did in the culture. You know what I mean?
And that's the purple tape.
You understand what that album means. It's kind of like, damn, the Migos is doing that. Of all people, the Migos. And there's nothing wrong with them because I like the Migos, but it's just that's two different sides of the culture when it comes to rap. You know what I mean? So
and
it's
they're from the
like,
South. They ain't even from here.
But it
ain't even about being the South, because if it was Outkast doing it, or it was Goody Mob doing it, or somebody with some real substance in their music, like Ludacris or somebody, I wouldn't really be too mad about that. But it's the Migos, bro. It's like it's not the same. But like you said, if the OG gave him the blessing, then you know what? I'm cool. If he cool with it, I'm cool. I ain't gonna say.
It might take him to a different place. You know what I mean? The Migos got
they got
that glow. They some about them.
They got the
glow.
reach.
Yeah.
But is it really the Migos album? Because ain't Offset like not messing with the label no more?
It's just the two, Quavo and the other.
That's what I
dude.
thought. So
Yeah.
it's just them two now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Offset having his little beef. I ain't even really sure what it is, but I know he beefing with P right now, which is crazy.
That's the label.
That's one of the owners. It's P and Coach K.
Copy.
But I think it's him and P that's having a little back and forth though.
Copy. Y'all want to get into the second video of the night?
Let's get
It's another diss track.
It is not a diss track, but it is a Connecticut artist to promote the
Jay trying to show love to Connecticut. He like, we ain't got nothing to do with that.
to promote third place. Shout,
Jay, you throwing shots, bro. I'm gonna have to
shout
dust
out to
off my
Connecticut.
pen, bro.
I love DJ Big Mike. He's a key figure in hip hop culture in the mixtape game. He's from Connecticut. Chris Webby, he just got dissed, so I'm sure he says something. Whatever. It's Jay's Music Corner. We got your boy Chris. We got your boy Vance, and we're gonna get into Anoyd, Comprehend. Shout out to Connecticut. We love you. Let's go.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, ay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you comprehend? I will not repeat myself again. You ain't getting money, you just front for the gram. Point your ears up to the sky, Doberman. I will not repeat myself, so do you comprehend? Wait, I don't really think they hear me. Hold on, let's do this again. Do you comprehend? Running from the police, jump a picket fence. Can see me through the tent, so you really gotta squint. You should phone a friend. Do you comprehend? Yeah, I came to make ends, I ain't here to make friends. Baby, I'm the plug like a damn quarter inch. Every time I sin, I just wanna sin again. Rap the free world, but I love Eminem. Living out my dreams, so you never got a pinch. Half man, half amazing. Feeling like I'm Vince. Kill him with no surprise. Get on my face, you gotta flinch. Who can relate? 100%. Fly with a flame. I'm not a blimp. I'm not afraid. I'm gonna break a leg. Whenever I hit the stage, I'm gonna make it when I fade away to make your ankle break. Spaghetti on my plate. I give that to twist the fate. I just got a question. Do you comprehend? I will not repeat myself again. You ain't getting money, you just front for the gram. Point your ears up to the sky, Doberman. I will not repeat myself, so do you comprehend? Wait, I don't really think they hear me. Hold on, let's do this again. Do you comprehend? Running from the police, jump a picket fence. Can see me through the tent, so you really gotta squint. You should phone a friend. Do you comprehend? Yeah, I don't take offense, I just get back on the fence. What I missed, bad I did, I just take it on the chin. I seen them do they dance to my jams in Japan. And I can't forget Korea, can't believe that's my career. Blessing to be here, death ain't far as it appear. If it ain't severe, then I gotta persevere. See a pioneer when I look up in the mirror. Y'all pulling up with chairs, I be back with souvenirs. Oh, never moving fear. Oh, Coca-Cola beer, bipolar with a beer. Can't forget to say the cheers. Real as they appear, just to keep it clear. I just got a question. Do you comprehend? I will not repeat myself again. You ain't getting money, you just front for the gram. Point your ears up to the sky, Doberman. I will not repeat myself, so do you comprehend? Wait, I don't really think they hear me. Hold on, let's do this again. Do you comprehend? Running from the police, jump a picket fence. Can see me through the tent, so you really gotta squint. You should phone a friend. Do you comprehend?
Once again, it's your boy Jay today. While I stay fly for the 845. This is Jay's Music Corner where your boy Vance put the KING in the front.
Yes,
Special
sir.
guest Chris, one half of the Wreck Boys. And what'd y'all think of that one?
No, that beat was hard. I ain't gonna lie. That beat got me immediately. As soon as I heard it, I was like, I don't give a damn what he say. That beat got me in. I ain't gonna lie. I see Chris sitting there though. He had that real label boss mentality. He just sitting there, just like, I'm gonna see what he got first.
Yeah. I was just listening to it. The beat called me, like you said, off rip. You know what I mean? And that's crazy. That's the crazy part. When you're doing a track like that, you don't want the beat to carry it.
Nah, you don't. That's facts. But it definitely carried it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That beat definitely carried it. His hook was all right, but I mean, to be honest, I don't remember nothing he said other than I ain't gonna repeat myself or some shit he said.
Damn, you're right. I don't remember no bars.
I don't remember shit, but I know that beat was
Do
hard.
you
though.
comprehend?
Shout out to the producer, bro. That beat was hard.
Damn. I'm gonna go back to what you said about networking. One time I was in Port Chester and Westchester, and I was drinking outside, and I was playing a song for some random ass dude that I bought a shot, and we just went out to smoke a bogey, and he ended up being a radio host in Connecticut, and that was the first time I ever got my song played on the radio. Was in Waterbury, Connecticut. So shout out to Connecticut, even though y'all still in third place, but
damn, son.
Yeah, he saying he love him. Then third place. Shout out to Connecticut. He give him an alley oop and then fucking
Connecticut.
Yeah, right. That's basically what he did. That's basically what he did.
Connecticut is crazy because you could be around like some Hillary Clinton shit, and then you in the Bronx. Like it's it's crazy over there. Waterbury's the hood. Yeah, I fuck with Connecticut. Shout out to Connecticut.
And it's crazy because it's kind of easier now to network, but nobody really don't do it, right? Because like you can go on social media, find the hottest DJ, and know where he gonna be at.
I think the internet messed it up too, though. That's like we said, like you said earlier, with being the gift and the curse. I think the internet stopped all that, personal face-to-face networking. Everything is all internet now, hitting each other up on DMs, but it's like everybody don't read DMs. Right. Everybody don't see it, especially if, depending on who you're reaching out to, because they get so many DMs, yours will get overlooked. So now you got people in their feelings, like Turk. I don't know if y'all seen that interview, but Turk was in his feelings because, people ain't responding to his DM, but it's like, bro, you got to remember who you DMing. And if you really got personal relationships with people, why not hit them on the text or call them or get in touch with somebody that they know that can get in touch with them? Why you sending DMs?
Get in your car, run down on them. You know what I mean? Like, that's the crazy part. Like I tell people all the time, like they'll hit me in my message, and I'm like, yeah, you got my number, right? Yeah. So why you ain't call? Like this conversation that we took 20 minutes to text back and forth, you could have hit me in 2 seconds. We could be blah blah blah. We hung up,
and it would have been over in 2 minutes.
Right.
That's crazy.
Can I say something? Because y'all got kids and I don't. And I went to college late in life because I went to the military first, then to college at like 24. A lot of people I noticed from this new era, they don't know how to communicate like how we grew up communicating.
We was outside for real, bro. We grew up really outside. We was the last generation before the internet took off.
Bikes and shit. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm born in 88. You were 89. I'm sure you were early 80s.
Yeah, 82.
So we was the last generation that was before this internet. So we know what it's like to go literally outside and go play. People on bikes, motherfuckers going to the park, playing ball, doing whatever outside. Well, we are from the cold. So outside in the snow playing football. Like we all been through that. These new kids, my kids, probably your kids as well, they don't know nothing about that. If they do go outside, they outside for 5 minutes, especially in Houston, it's hot. So they like, man, it's hot out here. They go back in the crib. They whole interaction thing is playing online. That's where they friends at. We all online playing football or bat or whatever game they playing, Minecraft or whatever, shit they into. But the whole interaction is different. They be in school all day, barely say 2 words to the people they go to school with. But these same people they go to school with, they online playing, talking to them like that's their best friend. But when they in person, they barely say 2 words to each other.
Right.
They'll text you and be on the couch next to you.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like it's like again, it goes back to technology being both a gift and a curse.
My kids be outside though. That's the weird part. I was never one of those parents that bought all the games and shit for them. If I did, I limited their time to that shit. Like right now, it's fucking 90-some degrees outside. My son is playing basketball.
That's what's up.
Like, he'd be like that every day. I'm like, you need to come inside. So I had to tell him, like, come inside. It reminded me of me when I was a kid. I used to get beat to come inside. But come inside. Now I'm not going inside. It's not gonna happen. Like, I don't care about no Super Nintendo, none of that Sega, none of that shit. I was never interested in none of that shit. I was outside.
I was into the gaming. I'm not gonna say that. I was into gaming, but it was only due to when we had to come in the house and stay in the house. When the street lights came on, you had to come in the house. Then it was all right, I'm finna play Nintendo, or I'm finna play Sega real quick.
Or a new game came out on Fxxck.
Or, you know what I mean? Something like that. But other than that, we was outside. First thing we wake up, brush our teeth, wash our face, we hit the dope.
I had to go to my cousin's crib. We didn't have that shit. Like, we couldn't afford it. You know what I mean? So when I went inside, it was inside. You might have had a little TV with the antenna. You had to move the back of it.
Yeah, I remember that.
You
Hated
had
that
cable.
shit.
With the
We couldn't
knob.
afford none of that shit. Yeah,
Hated
right.
that shit.
You know what I mean? But nah, that's how it was for us. And it was crazy. I was telling my wife the other day, I'm like, yo, did I do a disservice to my kids not showing them, not saying putting them through what I went through, but showing them, like, yo, because I showed my son pictures of you know, the projects I grew up in. And he said, you lived there? Like, he looked at me like something was wrong with me and shit. Like, you lived there? And I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy.
What inspired that transition from how you grew up to getting into music, or it was just because you were around music so much?
I was around music so much, you know what I mean? And being that I'm Spanish and being on that line. So I grew up in Brooklyn in the 80s and the 90s, you know what I mean? And we was like one of the first Spanish people to come into that neighborhood we lived on Locust between Broadway and Myrtle, you know what I mean? There was other ones, but like it was small amounts of us, you know what I mean? So when we got in there, mixing the two cultures, it was crazy because we were able, like, my man used to do blends, and we used to blend the hip hop with the Spanish. You know what I mean? And people, and it just brought people together. And then it was just beautiful back then, honestly, with the music. You didn't have to, like how the kids now do with the games, like how he was saying they talking the games, don't know each other. The music actually led us to more conversations and being able to go other places.
That's a fact.
Back in the day, you wasn't going from Brooklyn to Queens or Manhattan, moving around how they say they was. Nah, I'm telling you right now, nah. You wasn't just gonna hop on the train by yourself and go to Manhattan, though. Nope.
They was beefing crazy, right?
Yeah, it was really borough. You hear even neighborhoods in Brooklyn. People from Red Hook wasn't going to Brownsville and shit like that. You know what I mean? They stood in their respective neighborhoods.
You live near Greenpoint?
Huh?
Did you live near Greenpoint, like Guernsey?
Probably like 20 minutes away. Like 20 minutes away. But even that was like Italians and stuff back in the day. Like, you ain't want to go over there. That was like the mob. They was over that way. You know what I mean?
He said you didn't want to go over there.
Yeah, I remember I took one flower from the stand over there on Greenpoint, bro. They came out, put the shit, put it to my head. I'm like 10 years old. Thought I was gonna die over a flower.
Shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, the 80s was serious.
Damn, over a flower. I mean, I've seen people get shot over less, but a flower. I seen niggas get shot with a bag of chips, bro.
But it's to prove a point. It's to let everybody know, like, you ain't messing with. You can do whatever you want. Not right here, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I learned that early.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Chris. I chill with like a lot of older people, and they say that's the difference between now and back in the day is that people used to protect the neighborhood, and they said they don't do that no more.
That's a fact, bro. You got, like, I used to be outside, I get my ass whipped from everybody on the block, and it was okay because my father used to tell me, you see him doing something, handle your business, come let me know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You used to be scared to do something on the block, and then when it is still in you as you get older. And then people come, your friends come to the block, do something stupid, you like, yo, chill out, not here. And then it just stood that way. I remember seeing people get all type of shit on the corner of Locust, but nothing never happened on Locust. It'd be on Locust and Broadway. You know what I mean? Like, the corner store used to get robbed all the time. They never ran up Locust, never.
That goes back to us being the last generation again. We the last generation that allowed a whole community to be able to get on your child's ass. I used to hate it, but I understood it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of shit my mom ain't know I was doing, but a neighbor would catch me. They think I know mom's coming home. She letting me know what it is, and I gotta take that ass whooping. But we the last generation to do that. Because now it's more like, I guess because we grew up on that, is more like I won't allow somebody else to touch my child type shit. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of them.
People be weird now too.
You ain't touching my child, bro. Like, chill out. But that's where the problem relies, because it takes a village to raise a child. And we got away from that only because as we was growing up, we had to deal with that, and we ain't like it. Even though it was good for us, we ain't like it. So we kind of, I look back sometimes and I think like, damn, it's us. Like, it's our generation that kind of fucked some shit up, because we was the generation that didn't like the way stuff was going. So we always had in our mind, when we get older, we're not letting this happen. And we stuck to it. As we got older, our generation as a whole, we not letting that happen. And I think that's where we messed it up. Like, it should be allowed for somebody to come and correct our child if they're doing wrong. Yeah, but we also over aggressive with it. You see somebody else's child doing something, like he said, you over aggressive with it. Like, hold on, bro, chill out. Like, I understand he did wrong, he fucked up, but relax.
Yeah, everybody got their own discipline levels. So
exactly.
Like me, I'd rather the parent come to the crib. You know what I mean?
No,
I don't think
facts.
I'm crazy. You know what I mean? Like I had one parent come to the crib. As soon as he came, he was a little loud. I'm here. Listen, I don't do the yelling. We're not gonna do that. If you want to talk, we can talk. But if you know what I mean, I'm with whatever. My wife's like, yo, relax. She's grabbing my hand like, yo, relax. I mean, no, I'm just being honest with him because if he scream one more time, we're not gonna talk no more. You know what I mean? Then after that, he calmed down. He said, you're not from around here. I'm like, that don't got nothing to do with it. You don't knock on nobody's door like that, especially out here in Florida.
That creates
you know
a new
what I mean?
problem.
Nah,
That creates a new
different,
problem.
son.
Yeah,
Stay your ground. That should be different.
right.
Hey,
right here on my
Texas the
grass.
same way. Texas the same way.
Chris, let me ask you a question because I already asked Vance this because we talk a lot. He said Chicago, like every neighborhood is like very segregated kind of. And I grew up upstate, so like boom, Honduran, and Puerto Rican, that I got white people, black people. It was all mixed. Was Brooklyn back in the day, was it segregated like that?
Nah, it was segregated as a motherfucker. You ain't start getting other coaches coming into Brooklyn to like the 90s, and that was probably like the middle 90s. It was only black and Spanish people. We had a couple white people here and there. You know what I mean? Scat, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't how it is now. Like that shit is really gentrified. I went to my old block a couple years ago. Crazy. Like they got all little buildings, and I'm like, damn, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
It's like gentrification now, right?
Yeah, well, we paid
I'm always hearing Brooklyn is like that now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, we were paying a couple $100 for it, now a couple $1,000 a month just for rent.
What area? What area are you from?
From the Bushwick area, right next to
Bushwick. Okay.
Marcy, probably like literally, I grew up. My project was like 2 projects away from Marcy and all that. Like I remember seeing them dudes, but not knowing who they were. Like you know what I mean? Because back then it was different. You had to actually like I knew them as I got older. Oh shit, that's Jay-Z, that's Jazzo, that's like you would see them. You know what I mean? Running through there.
You say you know people that know 6ix9ine, right?
6ix9ine grew up on my block.
That's crazy.
Oh damn. Okay.
That's why I was telling people when he first started, I'm like, that's not really him.
Man, I been picked that, which is why I didn't understand why people were so mad when the whole thing went down. You got to think about it. The whole time he was rapping, right? Everybody kept saying the same thing. Yo, he ain't really like that. If it goes down, he gonna snitch. So my whole thing was when it finally actually happened and he actually did snitch, what was everybody mad about? If everybody called it.
Mad at themselves.
Everybody called it. Y'all mad about something that y'all already called.
Yeah, I think
and y'all knew he wasn't made for that. So why are you mad because he snitched? You knew it was going to happen.
I think because they were dumb enough to let him in on some information and let him see some shit that he wasn't supposed to see. Because they have like, yo, what happening with him is happening with a lot of artists, except they're not, the people who are next to these guys are not letting them see the shit that they're not supposed to see that could get them in trouble.
And that's what they downfall was. It's cool if he say, yo, we got to do this, that, and third because I feel disrespected. And if he got that connection with them, then let them do that. But why are y'all bringing him with y'all? Let him stay over there and be an artist. He was only the money man. That's it. He was only providing money for y'all to do whatever it is y'all going to do. We ain't going to get into that. But let him stay that. Why are you bringing him on shit that y'all doing? Robberies and shit.
What was weird to me, son, is that even me not being a street dude, I was always taught that you never tell non-street people street shit. You know what I mean?
And that's why.
So to me, it was like common sense. Like I never understood how that was even.
But sometimes you use some of that shit as a fear tactic too. They might have took him once or twice so he knows what they saying is real.
Oh, like yeah, don't fuck.
I don't think it should have took all that though. You
gotta
think about it.
They should have.
If he's claiming, what was it, 9 Trey, right? 9 Trey Bloods.
Yeah,
okay, so you know the real names that's attached to that. You ain't gotta call their names, but you know the real names attached to it. You already know it's no games being played. You already know how they get down. You already knew this going in.
It's like
he knew just how real they was, and they knew how real he wasn't. So now that both sides understand the deal, you just here for the money man to help us get where we gotta go, and we your backup when you need it. They should have left it at that.
I think he feel like, and this is crazy, I think he feel like he built them. And I'm not saying non-trade. I'm saying, the Treyway, whole Treyway shit, because that was just something that was built onto something else. You know what I mean? Right. Kind of through the facets of the money that he was, whatever. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like he felt like he had more stake in it, even though he didn't. And that's their fault for even letting him feel that way. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep.
Y'all want to get in this third video?
We can get to it.
We got, I believe it's a freestyle from your boy Reef Hustle from the Bronx. One of my boys grew up with him. He always said that he was like a local legend in the Bronx. Have you heard of Reef Hustle, Chris?
Yeah, I want to say, I think I seen him at Ellerville one time or some shit like that. I got to see his face. The name is mad familiar.
All right, let's get into it. It's Jay's Music Corner. We got Chris, one half of the Wreck Boys, and Vance, put the King in the front. Reef Hustle, Barfest.
A little bit of that. You understand me? You want ball? Yeah. Style on. This here is Barfest. See God's strength. I'm definition of progress. Real MC and in process. You don't struggle, you don't understand concept. Do it for the ghettos and projects. Instead of asking me how many jars left, mama keep a blicky in the armrest. For real, you don't feel like martial law yet. Dude lurking, you twerking. The new purse made you a new person. You don't see that we're target. Get ready, you don't see I'm doing bar sets. 2 for 4, we do for war. My crew deploy, your dudes is off. We move for one, we move for more. You choose to quit, you lose it all. I kept going, now who's the boss? I'ma spit it a bit conscious. Slick bars, and if you get it, I've been pompous. Been honest, from beginning I went bonkers. Live darkness, giving in illiterate nonsense. Lyrical content, get a book and finish this conference. My pen got a venom, killing regardless. Sick and heartless, nothing ill as this in the market. Life from the mic to the swipes, I'ma charge him. Bar murder, the bar server. When you thought I couldn't do it, I gone further. You a bartender, but I'm a bar bender. None iller, the bar killer was gonna hurt, sir. It's 2 for 4, I'm due for war. My crew deployed, your dudes is soft. We move for one, we move for more. You choose to quit, you lose it all. I kept going, now who's the boss?
Once again, it's Jay's Music Corner. That was Reef Hustle, Barfest. We got a special guest, Chris. We got your boy Vance, put the King in the front, and I will say my opinion first. I didn't like it that much. And I'm drunk, yo. I normally vibe with anything when I'm a little smacked. I didn't really enjoy that too much. What'd you guys think? Second verse was better than the first verse.
It was cool. It wasn't as bar as I thought it was gonna be since he named it Barfest.
I can't remember one bar, so name
I mean, other than the hook.
Sorry, Al.
Bars.
Sorry, Al Boogie from the Bronx. I didn't
your
boy.
It was cool. I mean, overall, it was cool. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like trash, but you named it Barfest. So I was expecting like some super lyrical ass Black Thought type shit. You know what I mean?
You know how Joe Budden talks about Logic?
Yeah.
That's how I felt about that song.
Yeah. I feel you where you're going with that. Yeah.
That's how I felt about it. What'd you think, Chris?
It was boring. Real talk. No, I don't mean to be an ass, but it was. It was boring.
Reef, I don't want no beef. I know you follow me, son, but
nah, I could tell. Like again,
like
he had that label head sitting there like this ain't it. I respect it though, because I mean, at the end of the day, Chris is a label head. Like he got a label, so it's like you gotta kind of respect his aspect of it. He know what to look for. He know what it should sound like. He know what it should be like. So it's like, yeah, you know what I mean. It's the same way if I'm writing something, I spit it, and he like, nah, that ain't it. You know, artists are super sensitive. You know what I mean? And at one point I was too, but you can't be sensitive. It's come on, fam. Criticism, you know what I mean?
Y'all artists is weird. I'm telling y'all, it's like 4 or 5 of y'all in one head. That shit is crazy. Pause. That shit is weird. That shit is weird.
Nah, it'd be like that for real. But I mean, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't trash, but I thought it would be a whole lot better than what it was, considering he did call it Bar Fest. He didn't really bar it up too much. You know what I mean?
For nowadays, I don't think he did. I think that would have been with like a Gangstar kind of record. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it felt dated.
yeah, very dated.
Yeah, it sounded like it was old, and he just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna put it out anyway," type shit, and see what it do. So, nah, it sounds like some mid 2000 shit.
Which is cool. You could do that today too, but you gotta be able to play with it. Pause.
It's just too much competition to be mediocre, because there's people that do that now, and it's really great. So when you're good, it's not. It's garbage.
I mean, it's a way to do it. Nigga Griselda.
You understand what I'm saying though? It's because it's not great that good doesn't do it no more, because we already heard this level of it.
But yeah, let's talk about Griselda real fast. Do you think they're gonna be as big as anybody anticipated them to be?
Who, Griselda?
Unfortunately, no.
Why?
As a big fan, I think it's because they keep doing. You said Griselda, right?
Yeah.
I think the thing that's going to take them to the top is going to be a hit record, which I don't think they could do unless they step outside their comfort zone.
You're touching on it. Keep going all the way though. Well, when you say hit record, what do you mean hit record?
I mean something that transcends hip hop. That when I go to the gas station and see some white boy with a mohawk, he's like, yeah, he know the words. I'm like a person that's of the culture, like us, that listens to rap. We're like, yeah, this is fire. But I mean, when you transcend it into like Eminem, Jay-Z, Rihanna.
That's kind of what Flex was going though.
Right. What Flex is doing right now is a beautiful thing too. Have y'all been noticing what he's doing every Thursday? And I don't like Flex at all. But
he didn't age well with me.
Yeah. What do you mean?
When I was younger, I loved Flex. Like until I was like 24, I always wanted to go on Flex. And as I got older,
it was the bombs. Cut it out.
The way that he acts,
everybody wants the bombs drop, bro. That's it.
You know what it is that
Flex
as a kid, you look at people a certain way, and when you get older and you're a man, you can see people's flaws. And to me, he's kind of a clown. No offense.
He is a clown, a whole fucking clown, bro.
Based off people that I would surround myself with, he has.
But ones that hold the keys though.
Yeah.
When people say like there's another like when y'all hear and when I heard it too, when they say, yo, there's a door to that success, there's a door to that success.
The gatekeeper,
you get to that door, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't say it's so much of a gatekeeper because there's nobody holding us to get to that door. It's really what we trying to put in and where we trying to go. You know what I mean? But once you get to a certain level, it's different. And I could only speak on it because I've seen it. Like, not saying I am by far nowhere near it. You know what I mean? But I've been in certain rooms and I'm like, damn, this is how it is to have not give a fuck. You know what I mean?
You hear it a lot. And I believe it. I've been believing it though. I've been believing that shit, man. Like them gatekeeper people, bro, they got literally the voice to say yes or no to a person. And just like that, their lives and careers could change or it can go nowhere.
Why does New York radio not play New York artists?
Well, see, this is the fucked up thing with the radio shit. So we had a radio show in New York for like 2 years. They literally tell you what you could play. Like there's a database with music that these labels are, you know what I mean, where the music goes.
DSP.
They stopped being the record breakers.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's the money that these labels are putting into these artists. That's how you hear them on the radio so many different times. You know what
That's what makes them stop being the record breakers.
Right.
You can start doing that pay for play shit.
That ain't supposed to be real. Payola is not.
It's not supposed to be real.
It's called marketing dollars, though.
Well, you know that's what it was. That's what it was first named. That's the first name they had.
Shout out to
like,
Payola.
And people get it fucked up too. Like even right now, like normal artists go to Hot 97 and run a campaign on there and get their joint played, but don't necessarily mean that's gonna take them over the threshold. You know what I mean? You gotta hit different places. Like it takes a lot of money to break an artist. You know what I mean? And you gotta know where to put that bread.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's $250,000.
$250,000
to get like a nationally syndicated.
I think it's
record.
more than that, to be honest with you.
But it depends again. What's the goal? You got to know where you're going, right?
That's true.
If you stay in New York, wise, there's nowhere near that. If you try
probably like 25, Ted.
Yeah. If you're trying to go global with it, which is my suggestion wouldn't be to do that off the rip. You know what I mean? Maximize your dollar, especially when you independent. You want to start where you at, you know. And I tell artists this all the time. You definitely want to start where you at, but you want to stay where you at. They fuck up and get like, I hear this all the time, man. Salute to the 8, because I was out there for a long time. You know what I mean? I lived out there a long time. I actually tell people I'm from there. But that shit is, they get stuck. You know what I mean? I'm the best here. I'm the best here. It's not. It's
That's
bigger
what I was
than
just gonna
that.
tell you. Is that I think
It's
people
bigger
just
than
rap
that.
for the neighborhood. Yeah.
Right, it's bigger than that. And a lot of them are dope. And I come across, even out here, I come across a bunch of dope artists. And they, I'm from here, for Polk. All right, that's what's up, boo. Have you been to Tampa, which is 45 minutes away? Went to Jacksonville, which is 2. Miami, which is 3. Have you been there? Nah. So you don't take this serious. We don't need to talk. You know what I mean? Because they looking at what you doing too now. I don't care. For me personally, I don't care about the lights that you get on there. Anybody could buy the lights. I want to see what the people are doing when, like, I pop up on a couple of artist shows and I run up in there and I see 2-3 people sitting in the show and it's him performing. And I'm like, all right, so he ain't put no preparation to this, or nobody don't know who the fuck he is. So you put the money in the wrong place to start. You know
but
what I mean?
sometimes that be the promoter fault too. If you book an artist and the promoter ain't promoting it, you gave me my money, so I'm performing for whoever comes. This is your show.
Yeah, but let's keep it real. A lot of these artists ain't getting paid. Yeah, but a lot of these independent artists ain't getting paid at first. They paying to perform.
That's a fact. That is a fact. They coming out their pocket to come through. They're like, yo, bro, you should let me perform here.
And I'm not saying that's bad. Yeah, and I'm not saying that's bad if you know how to capitalize on that situation too. You know what I mean? That's where you got the merch, you got other shit that you could sell to make money. You know what I mean? Or even the people that supposedly hanging out with you, put them to do work. You know what I mean? Yo, get all the email addresses of everybody in here. Run through here, grab every email address, sell some whatever. You know what I mean?
Email blasts are still official.
That's the best way right now. Like, that's how people are conversating right now. How we used to network back in the day, face to face. That's their face to face interaction right now.
Yo, to go into that story, like if you want radio play, I've met people that play my song for free. If I didn't meet them and I just DM'd them, they would probably charge me.
Probably. That goes back to making them connections though. Having that face to face, not that online shit.
Chris, how do you feel about paying for promotion?
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Because I meet people, they say, "Why are you doing that, bro? That's cheating or some shit."
Nah, it's a must.
It gotta be organic, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Nah, it's a must.
When people go into that category of speaking, I automatically assume that they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, some of them don't, and you also don't want to only stay focused on social media. That's what people fuck up too. They put all their money on the ads and all that there. That's dope. It gets you a bigger exposure, but you got to look other places.
But you also got to think, even with the marketing on social media, everybody ain't clicking on that. Everybody ain't going to look at that. They just exit out of it if it's an X, or they just scroll over it.
It's a view, but it's not engagement.
Right.
No, so this is what I tell people all the time too. Don't get it. Like, the reason Nike is so successful is because that shit was being blasted in front of your face as much. Every time you turn on the TV, you see the commercial Nike. Every motherfucking time. And artists getting confused with that spamming and all that. You got to be strategic with it, but you got to know how to do it too. You know what I mean? Like, you got to make sure what you're pushing is in front of their face all the motherfucking time.
Facts.
But not enough to where it gets tiring, so that you got to make it interesting too.
That's true. You got to have the right amount.
You gave me that advice before.
Too much is like, yo, you tripping.
Yeah, because when people see you all the time, they get comfortable around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the gift and the curse too, right? You want to be accessible to these people, but if you're too accessible to them, they kind of don't want to fuck with you. You got to leave a little mystery there too.
Usher said that. He said, I took a 2-year break and it was a good thing. But this ain't the 2000s, you feel me?
Yeah, but it's
a different era. Everything got to be instant almost. So you got to kind of figure that out, because instant is cool, but too much of it is just like, niggas ain't fucking with that.
Chris, how you feel about this? Somebody told me, I was like, one of my friends, he was like, people will work in the studio every day and drop songs consistently because people tell them that they have to be consistent. But instead of doing that, they should put all their money into the work that they already have that nobody knows. So you keep dropping music consistently, but nobody knows your old work. Who are you dropping this work for? You're like a treadmill, you know what I mean?
No, that's a fact. And a lot of artists get caught in that shit. Because y'all problem as artists is y'all critique yourself too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's never good enough. You know what I mean? Or then you get those artists who don't care and who just put shit out and don't give a fuck. And every time you tell me that shit sound horrible. Well, you know, I engineered it and I did this and I tried this and I don't give a fuck. I ain't want to hear that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you played yourself, but now I'm never gonna play your shit again. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy is that Tony Yayo admitted that 50 Cent hated many men. He said 50 did not want to drop that, going back to what you said, we critique ourselves too much. And Many Men is a great song. It's probably one of 50's best songs. And
I wonder why he didn't want to drop that though. Did he say why?
It was different from his shit. Think about his style. Thing. Yeah, think about his style when he first came out to that Many Men shit. That's when he actually started writing how Jam Master Day started teaching him how to write his hooks and shit like that. Like if you listen to him earlier on, to like when he started going into his joint, his whole style kind of shifted with his hooks and all that. And it was like, oh, he following Ja Rule and all that.
It's more commercial.
Right.
But he always correct. But he always gave Jam Master Jay his just due on that of teaching him how to do that. So I could see that. You know what I mean? And people was saying he was copying Ja Rule. I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Because in 7th grade, I knew of Power of the Dollar and Guess Who's Back in 7th grade. I was just telling Jay this. Matter of fact, the last episode, me and my homeboy who passed away last year, but me and him in 7th grade, we would make our own little mixtapes in the basement. We would strip those gunshots that he used to use and put them on our shit in 7th grade. But you could definitely tell the difference of where 50 Cent came from and where he went to once he really got that mainstream look. So it was like he listened and he understood, and then he was trying to teach that same shit to Junior.
Yo, Chris,
someone can't get it.
Chris, were you around for that era? Like 50 being on the streets?
Oh, nah. See, he's from Queens. You know what I mean? It was different, but you heard of the Supreme and all of that. You know what I mean? His name didn't pop up till he got kind of famous.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was gonna be like, is he official? Like how we think he is?
No, his name. Don't get me wrong.
I don't hear nobody saying he ain't.
Yeah, no, you run through that neighborhood, they know him. Like he's known. Like yeah, that's what I can say. You know what I mean?
But again, that was the issue originally. That was the issue. Because he was really about it, but they was putting all the money behind Murder Inc. And 50 felt like, yo, I'm the realest one between me and this guy. How you gonna put your money behind him? You should put it behind me. So what Ja Rule was saying is true. You know, he was jealous. He was jealous. He was jealous of the fact that y'all put money. Yeah, rightfully so. Y'all putting money behind somebody that ain't really about what shit they talking. Y'all know me. Y'all know who I run with. So why not put the money behind me?
Because everybody was scared because it's business, and 50 was more than business.
No, it's the perception of it too. Like
he was a liability.
Supreme and them really didn't have nothing to do with that murder and shit. Like, you know what I mean? They knew of each other from the same neighborhood, but they really didn't have nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like they hung out, like even right now, just by us hanging out, people like, yo, you know, Jay is this and Chris owns it. Nah, just because we know each other, sometimes it's guilty by association. And even him looking from the outside, knowing that, yo, then these two are here, this guy can make the link, and I don't gotta be going to Atlantic and these deals falling through and all that shit. That could have been some of the frustration too. But Ja had nothing to really do with it. It was camps and entourage. At that point, it's the people who you have around you.
That's true.
Which could fuck a lot of shit up.
That's true. And we've seen it over the years. We've seen that multiple times.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, Chris. Every room I've been in, Lloyd Banks, all them people, they always told me that. They like, yo, you can't bring everybody everywhere. Is that kind of what you're telling me?
Facts. You got to know who you get. Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't go nowhere. It's me and my wife. And people look at me like I'm crazy. Like, you bring your wife here? Yeah, you're right, I'll bring my wife here. Like, I know. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not going to bring somebody else around me. And I always been like that. Sha used to tell me that all the time. Like, yo, you don't know nobody coming. Nah, not with it.
That's a fact.
Not with it.
That is a fact, bro.
Yeah, I think Vance like that.
I mean, because you gotta think about it. I seen an old interview with Ice-T, and he said just what you just said, Chris. It's always the entourages. He said I could be cool with an artist, but that artist entourage and my entourage is automatically sizing each other up, just in case some shit go down. But I'm cool with the artist. Like, it's no beef, it's no problem. But my entourage is sizing them up, and his entourage is sizing mine up. For what? That's the hood mentality because you bringing the wrong motherfuckers with you. You brought the wrong niggas with you.
Block versus block.
Like
I
Nip
think
said in the song, everybody can't go.
I've been some dirty places, be like some crazy places with my wife. Not a problem. La Perla in Puerto Rico, where they sell them out, and it's bad. Don't get me wrong.
La Perla, yeah, that shit is the hood.
We was in there.
That's one way in, one way out.
Yeah, I had every piece of jewelry I owned on me, and I didn't even know where I was at first. I didn't even lie to y'all. When I went down there, they sitting up on the buildings with the AK. I'm like, oh, babe, we might be in the wrong place.
Yeah. Can you explain
to the wrong spot? Let's get the hell out of here.
Now, we stood there. We actually went to the bar and shit, and they treated us like...
Can you explain to him what that is, though? La Perla?
All right, so it's a spot. Yeah, there's a spot over there in San Juan and shit where the cops and the tourists don't go. You know what I mean? When I'm talking about, like, they got these statues and shit on the water, it's literally right on top, but you go down in the hill, you know what I mean? And that's where everybody's at, but it's hood. Like, when I'm talking about the cops sitting on the top of the hill, that should have been my indication that something ain't right down there. They was just sitting up here.
We walked
down. Yeah, we walked down in there. When I'm talking about it was real, it was real.
Shit, the cops ain't moving. I ain't moving either.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
We went in there. We had a good time. They treated us good, even in Cali. When me and wife went to Cali, we was in Cali running through Slauson, all that shit. Me and wifey. Now, it would have been me and other people. All these encounters that I had would have been way different.
It's the energy.
Yeah.
It's the energy, bro. Sometimes it's the energy. Sometimes your energy just says, that's a cool nigga. Let him do what he do. Sometimes the energy is, oh, they doing too much. They think they finna come through here and stomp through our hood. We finna stop this shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's the energy. That's like me when I first moved to Houston. I got a lot of the homies back home in Chicago, like, yo, where the hood at? What's this? You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, I ain't come here for that. I could have stayed in Chicago for all the bullshit. I ain't come here for that. My kids don't know nothing about no rough hoods, no nothing. We stayed in basically the suburb areas since I've been here. I don't know about no hoods.
I salute that.
I don't know nothing where the gangs at. I don't know none of that shit. Okay, I ain't trying to know none of that shit. I could have stayed in Chicago for that.
No, that's dope.
And people don't understand that. They move away from their environment to go find that same environment in a new city. And my question to that is why? Why? But I'm not dummy.
But I'm not
exactly.
But I'm not dummy. Because everywhere I go, and people tell me, like, I go places and they be like, yo, let's go here. They want to go see all the scenery and shit. I'm like, now I want to go to the hood. Like, what you mean? Because I just want to experience everything that's different. And again, I'm not going there for no problems. I just want to see what they're saying. They shit is like everything that I've been hearing, if it really is. You know,
I mean, that curiosity is real though, because I was like that. When I was like 7, we went to California for the first time. My uncle stayed out there. And as we entered California, I remember asking him, yo, can we go to Long Beach, Compton? I'm naming all these places. And he looked at me like, nah, nigga, we ain't going there. Fuck around with you, boy. But it's that curiosity because it's what you see. That's like now everybody is infatuated with O Block in Chicago.
But it's
because
more
that's what they see, that's what they hear.
It's more
now me growing up. Though. Yeah, exactly. But
it's
me
not
growing
because
up,
you want to go to the hood.
O Block because I'm older than them guys.
Now, for me, it's not even a fan. Like, even over here in the town I lived in, the first place I went to when I moved the moving truck into the driveway, no bullshit, back to my wife, I got in the car and I found where the hood was at. Because I want to know what it's like. And again, I'm not there hanging out, but I need to know what's the environment. You know what I mean? I grew up in a different time. You know what I mean? I need to see what's going on, who's moving, who's doing what. I'm not saying I'm involved in it, but I still need to know.
No,
you know what I mean? Because if something happens, I know where I need to go.
That's a fact.
That's gathering information.
It is.
Understanding your environment. I get it.
Because I know some of the hoods down here, but I don't go to them. But I know where they at. So I know to stay away from that shit.
Oh, shit. Y'all want to get into this last video?
What we got?
I hope it's better than the ones you had already.
Yo, today was pretty bad.
I mean, no, today wasn't that bad, but the last guy, that shit was horrible.
Come on, son. Shout out to the Bronx, Reef Hustle. Oh shit. You know what? I might flip it, bro. Because Banks is a short thing. I might have to go with your boy Sha Hef.
We can go there.
All right.
We know what Banks gonna bring.
We're gonna let the Bronx redeem themselves. Sha Hef is from the Bronx. He lived in the 845 for a little bit in Rockland County. Decent artist, pretty great. He was on what's the producer's name from like French? Harry Fraud. Yeah, he was on Harry Fraud's last album. We got Sha Hef, No Budget. Let's get into it.
This for the hustlers and the hustlers only. I'm at the bank 8 in the morning.
Before you let him take a seat at the table, know it's agenda.
I gotta know.
I'm from my faculty like the mob, cause I'm remember. That nigga died over a bitch, cause he was tender.
That nigga
It
sore.
took a while to master my mix. Go get the blender.
Go get the blender.
There's some things we never could speak on, but I remember. I told my niggas post on your block, I feel like a vendor. Work behind the bumper, another few in the fender. Like Mello, got my pounds in New York, but they came from Denver. They say I only rap about drugs, that's a no-brainer. When it comes to living that life, I'm no stranger. Talked about you beefing with ops, but in no danger. I turn a nigga see dark red, but I'm no painter. Pull up with them sticks and them drums, I got the band with me. Brought so many lips to the function, thought I had cameras. Anytime I leave out my house, know I got grands with me. All we do is talk white power, I got the clan with me. Trap spot rolling for show, but I'm no neighbor. Niggas say he jack in my hood, but he no paver. Coulda took his bitch off the rip, but I'm no savior. Caught a plug back, cause some chickens got no flavor. Buzzin' made 200 one play right from his computer. I was busy pushing the rock like Dennis Schroeder. I'm a plug, but still might get a morph to the users on the tour, but I still can send chickens there in the Uber. Know they feel the wave, I've been building up momentum. No matter where you at, pay me, I'm gon' send them. Lost a lot of friendships, but sorry, I won't mend them. Living by the code, we don't break or we don't bend this. Too much money in this world to be broke, I must admit it. Told my lawyer it's no budget, get it or quit it. How I turn a hole into 3, it's not physics. If it ain't no paper involved, then I'm not with it. Not much money in this world to be broke, I must admit it. Told my lawyer it's no budget, get it or quit it. How I turn a hole into 3, it's not physics. If it ain't no paper involved, then I'm not with it.
I think we
Put
should.
an ad in the middle of the video.
Nah, that was the end of it. Once again, it's
Oh,
your
I was
boy
gonna
Jay
say.
today. While Stay Fly for the 845 with your boy Chris, one half of the Wreck Boys, with your boy Vance. Put the KING in the front, and
Yes,
that
sir.
was Sha Hef, No Budget. What y'all think?
It's a dope album cut. I don't know if I'd use it for a single though, but that'd have been like a dope gem to find during the album.
To me, I think the cheat code behind that was the visual was clean. I feel like
Yeah,
the
no, that's
visual
facts.
sold that record.
I feel like it took too long to get me. I think a lot of artists fuck up with that.
You know what that
It's-
remind me of though? The whole
First 30
Biggie
seconds.
thing. Puff said something about Big, the next line being unpredictable. You know what I mean? Like saying something that, like if somebody say one rhyme and you like, oh, I know we going already. But he made Big go another way. So you like, oh shit.
It's not
You
clever.
know what I mean? It's one of them. So it's like, yo, he didn't do that. A lot of rappers don't do that, but he didn't do that. That's one thing we missing. So where you can hear a rhyme, but you automatically know where they're going. You know what that next line is. You can sit there and be like, okay, I know where he's going. You down to know the words of the song just because you know where he's going.
It's simple.
You know,
we
you know who's
missing
one
that.
artist, and this is crazy that I'm already say this. Y'all probably gonna look at me and crazy. Future. You can't predict what he's gonna say next.
You said Future?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Because he makes words rhyme that don't traditionally rhyme.
On some
Yeah, you know
Eminem
what the
shit.
fuck he said?
Yeah.
What the fuck he said?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I
ain't gonna lie.
like
Color
Future though. Son.
saying mayonnaise. What the fuck? Like, who would think some shit like?
Nah, Future has some hard shit. I ain't gonna lie. It took me a minute though, because I ain't fuck with him like that. I ain't gonna lie.
At
Took me
first,
a
I
minute.
did either.
Yeah, I ain't fuck with him.
You know what took me to fuck with him is moving down south, bro. Growing up in New York, we like mad closed-minded to music. Like people hated on French, we hated on Wiz Khalifa, and they're great.
I still hate on French. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I do not like French.
Yeah, but bro, like if
I
you
don't
was
like
ma-
French Montana, bro. I feel like every song that was a hit record he had is not a hit because of him. I think that's my problem. It's not a hit because of him, bro. Is you laughing because you agree or you laughing because you disagree?
I disagree.
You
I like
really?
French be having them little bars here and there. 88 Coops is fire. I can't figure it out.
I like him because he's different.
No, he's
like that's what I look for in artists. I don't want an artist that sounds like another artist or the same shit I'm hearing.
Cookie cutter.
I'm looking for somebody different, something that nobody has heard. That's the shit that's gonna break to the next thing.
I just don't feel like he's the one that's making it a hit though. That's my problem.
Like let's
come on. There's so many rappers that can't do it, and he did it, bro. You gotta give. I'm ready to fuck y'all with this.
No, I salute everybody that made it.
I'm ready.
Don't get that confused. I salute everybody that made it.
I'm ready, Chris.
Because it's a hard game.
So one of the first artists that we heard rapping off beat, and that was really like that you could really tell was Blueface, right? French been doing that since he started his career. Think about it. He's not really in key.
He not.
I felt like he was out of pocket, but he wasn't off beat.
He not. The first time I realized it was when he did the remix for Meek Mill, House Party.
And he does it on purpose. That's his.
And I was like, yo, this nigga not rapping on beat, bro. I hated that shit. I was like, what the fuck?
He started, and people don't even give him his flowers. Like he's one of the first artists to really start rapping off a little bit. But you can't really tell. But you really need to listen, and you like, yo, damn, this he's not right there. He's 1 or 2 off.
You know exactly. That's what it was. And that's why I didn't like it.
Do people really want that kind of credit though?
Right now, it's popular. Everybody's rapping off beat right now. Everybody.
They are. Yes, they are. They are. If you listen to the count, you could tell that they off. You like, yo, they're not on. They're not on. It sounds on, but if you listen to the count, they're not on.
Go back and listen to some shit now that y'all fucking with, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. A lot of artists right now is dropping. If you really listen to it, they not. It's not.
Yo, but
if we all know who the Godfather that is, though, right? Come on, let's be honest.
Wu-Tang.
Nah. Super Shocker, bro. Come on.
Yeah, he is.
It is. Nah, hell no.
It is. What? Yeah, he could never rap on beat. We used to crucify him for that shit.
But he said he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
To stand out from everybody else.
RZA been rapping off beat before I was born, son.
Yeah, but it was bars here or there. These guys are consistently doing it the whole time. The whole song.
He was a little off bar. He was a little off count though, but
a lot of them were off count. That's why I only like Meth, Raekwon, Ghost. The rest of them were awkward.
That's because they was more like really spitting that knowledge to you.
I'm giving that to RZA because he wasn't on beat at all, son.
He wasn't. I give you that. They wasn't. But Silk was like the one that made it like really, really big, but was
Silk is dookie, son. That nigga's
ass. I don't know if you see my Facebook status, bro, but that's one of the dudes I was talking about when I was like, you ever go back and listen to music you grew up on, you thought was fire, but then you listen to it again, you like, yo, this shit was ass. Like, how the fuck did I like this song, bro? Ass.
How'd you guys feel about Freddie Gibbs dissing Academics? I didn't catch
the beefing for a minute.
I didn't catch the Benny disses, but I heard that he was dissing Benny on that Fxxck thing, but I didn't hear it.
He got a new funk or it's old?
Yeah, this came out like 3 days ago, probably.
I ain't see that one. I'm about to check that out. I ain't see that.
That beef is old beef though, but
it's old and unnecessary.
Get crazy.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna play it.
It's old and unnecessary.
Fellas, if my phone died, just know I ain't hang up on you.
Nah, you good.
Nah, you been rocking this long, bro. We appreciate it. We know you ain't gonna do no foul shit like that.
Definitely appreciate the advice. Big Chris in the building. But I want to hear this. Freddie Gibbs.
I think Freddie and Ack is unnecessary. I think Freddie and Benny is unnecessary, to be honest.
That Freddie and Benny shit been for a minute though.
Yeah, but Freddie definitely fucked around and found out.
Yes, you know what it is. Funk Flex. Freddie Gibbs in the building. What's up, my brother?
Oh, 10 minutes?
Word, baby.
I don't care. First, we're going to get something straight.
I was lying. We ain't doing 10 minutes.
You just pump fake, bro.
I was lying.
You just pump fake.
Shout out to Freddie Gibbs, his new album.
I'm about to check that out off camera because bro just pump fake.
I ain't doing the 10 minutes, dog. But how do
I think you should leave it alone though. If he beefing with Benny still, he should just leave it alone. You know what I mean? Because at this point, it's like
he had to
what
put
happened, bro. Just let it go.
To cover up the thing. He had to
Just
put
gotta let it go.
he had to put his shit like this so you could see he got smacked. Fuck up,
Bro, you ain't done nothing by now, bro. Let it go.
Upstate.
Let it go. That shit happened what, early in the year? Let it go, bro. Just let it go. It happened. You said some shit that you probably shouldn't have said. Them niggas ran up on you, did what they had to do. It's over. You ain't did nothing. You ain't said nothing. Let it go, bro.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. You heard of that kid Lil D Raps out of Coney Island?
Yeah. He was on the same show that I did the freestyle for. He was like the drop before. He's nasty.
He's nasty. You heard of him, Vince?
Nah, I ain't heard of him.
No.
He's nice. He's Spanish or no?
I think he is. I'm not too
He's
sure.
nice. You like Nims?
Yeah, I fuck with Nims.
We talked about it recently.
Yeah, he dodging me though right now. I'm trying to get him on the show. He playing games with me.
You can't, man. He's like super popping, bro.
Don't matter.
He can't be dodging.
I know the guy who know the guy who know the guy. Like, he gonna stop.
Yo,
you can.
The names that
you know
the
what I
names
mean?
that y'all have already had on y'all podcast, there's no way he dodging.
No, it'd be, and it's weird. And I was just telling Sha this the other day. Like, I could get like a celebrity, somebody, like MC Shan. We had him on the show. Arsonist.
Hip hop royalty.
Yeah, like some guys who've been in the game for a minute. Like, that's no problem. And even some of the guys who are like really popping right now.
Self is big.
Self, yeah, who are really popping right now is no problem. It's you independent artists. That's the problem.
Some of them guys think they too big, bro. And sometimes it's like we trying to give you that extra look, and they don't take it because they feel like it's beneath them. But it's like, bro, technically you ain't made it yet. We trying to help you get there.
Nims got the Knicks theme song, bro. Bing bong.
Yeah.
Dusty mother. He's.
But I hope he don't turn into Vanilla Ice and only get one. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he's the home team though.
Else.
He's Brooklyn. That's the home team.
Yeah, he Coney Island. We don't really count.
If he's smart though, it only takes.
He said that. He said that. He said that's the only place that Biggie didn't name in Brooklyn's finest.
Yeah, no, we don't count them, even though they should be. They literally right there.
Yeah,
you know, it took me years to realize Coney Island was in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Come on, man.
I really didn't know that.
I fuck with him. He Puerto Rican, bro.
Now he dope as shit. But right now, like again, they get so busy, they get so caught up and forget. You know what I mean? And then the new guys, they so grinding that they think they're above whatever is on in the same level as they are. You know what I mean? And it's
I'm
crazy.
not gonna lie to you. He has like 42 mixtapes before he got to this now.
Yeah, he's been rapping. Like, think about it. He's been.
He's
first
old,
of all,
bro. He's older than all of us.
He was doing the battle rap shit first.
Yep.
He was a crackhead for a minute, got his life back together. You know what I mean? And now he doing what he doing.
Damn.
He talk about it, like, and he don't hide it.
Yeah, salute that.
That's a good story though. You know what I mean?
He recently got to do the pod though. He ain't made it. He ain't that damn big to where he turned down the podcast.
Nah, yeah, he gonna get on. I got Little D coming on at the end of the month, and I'm gonna pressure him.
I can't wait to see that one. Lil D is nice. But going back to Nims, he recently said, like how we had that conversation, he said he's gonna stop saying nigga because when he goes places that's not like the Northeast, like Vance is like us. He's like, oh, as long as you're not white, you could say it. Spanish people is cool. But he said he's gonna stop saying it because people, like, if you look at me, you could be like, oh, he Italian. He said he was tired of people hating him because they don't, you know what I mean? They think he's Russian or some shit.
It's different areas. You know what I mean? Like, I learned that shit down here.
Yeah, not everybody jacked that shit for sure.
Right. Like every day, like, so my wife is black. You know what I mean? So my kids are Spanish and black. And I tell them since they were young, like, yo, you black. You know what I mean? But they know the history. They know why I say what I say. You know what I mean? So their friends come over and I'm telling them, like, they're like, yeah, you know, they Puerto Rican. I'm like, nah, they black. And they're like, what you mean? I'm like, oh man, like, no, you don't know your history either, but you following, and how segregated it is out here. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So it's up to us to be teaching the kids what we need to be teaching them. You know what I mean? So they know it's not really all these races that they're saying is just names that we would give it.
That's so funny.
Can I say this and you could tell me if you understand what I'm saying? Black people always told me I could say nigga because they said you're black, but I never said the word nigga because I thought I was a black man. If that makes any sense to you. I know we have black in us, but I always said it because I knew I wasn't a white boy.
Well, when you say that end part, then it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Like,
He
I
said, I
don't know.
always said
It's just touchy,
white
man.
boy.
Times is different now too. You know what I mean? You just gotta be aware of your surroundings, who around you, and what you're
That's a
saying when
fact.
you're saying it too. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking right now is not how I'm gonna talk in the boardroom tomorrow in front of my 70 employees. Like you know what I mean? They're never gonna hear me talk like this unless they go and find something like this out me to know.
Yeah,
you know what
I
I
don't
mean?
go
There's
to
a
work.
time
That's
and
a
a place
fact.
for everywhere.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I work in finance, so I don't talk like that at
Right.
work. You know what I mean?
Right.
I used
You
to
know
work
what I
in
mean?
call centers, so we definitely couldn't talk like that.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be like, yo, you know, your bills late. You know what I'm talking about? Stop playing.
Yeah,
That
I
through.
slick my hair to the left.
Right.
Oh,
You know what I'm
goofy
saying?
ass haircut and shit.
Go to work with the comb over, bro. You tripping?
The real Puerto Rican J Pop out. He got a party right there and all that. Boom.
Yeah, that shit
all
was
that.
crazy.
Oh man, you wild for that one, bro.
I think we're gonna end it on this note because I know Chris gotta go. Thank you for coming. We
Appreciate
appreciate
y'all.
all
This is a
you do.
long time coming, man.
Salute, bro. Salute, bro.
And
Appreciate
especially,
that.
I'll be honest, I was gonna hit you like, y'all can't do it because I was kind of putting everything back together from the hurricanes. But I'm a man of my word, so I had to make sure, I put it off last week because of the whole shit. You know what I mean? So I had to make sure I come through.
No, we appreciate it, and we glad the fam and everybody good down there, bro.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate that.
Real
Appreciate
talk.
that. Yeah. Now y'all need to come on over there. Come on in the studio, man. For everybody who tapped in, it's Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Facebook Live and Instagram Live, and then we upload to YouTube. You can also catch us Saturday night, blazingmyradio.com, 8 p.m. Show re-airs there. Come fuck with us. You know what I mean?
Nah, most definitely, bro. Put me on for real.
Yeah, we could
Bro,
book
put
that
me
right
on.
now.
I could say that. Jay put me on for real.
I told you I didn't want to do it because I didn't have an album coming out. But to promote the podcast, we could do it, me and Vince.
We can do, listen, you an independent entrepreneur. That's what it's about. And I tell artists all the time, you don't got to come just when you got some shit. Because we could play somebody else's music and you can critique their shit. And I don't know if they're going to like it. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Hey, artists are sensitive, man. You got to be careful these days.
They are special. Bless them, though. They
Special ed.
They special.
Once again, we love Connecticut. We love Reef Hustle in the Bronx. Shout out to Chris, Wreck Boys, Vance, Chi-Town, Brooklyn, Orlando, most importantly, Ellenville and 845. Y'all came here in peace, leave in peace. Jay's Music Corner. We love y'all. Later.
Yeah.